Hey everybody, Steve G here for Chef Knives to Go, and what we have this time is the Yahiko mirrored hammered SUS44OC Bunka 170mm knife. You can look up this steel on the webpage a little bit more, but this is called SUS44OC full stainless steel. Heat treats around 58, 59. A little bit softer than some steels, but what that's going to give you is some forgiveness, so this is a great introduction to Japanese knives. The construction is multi-layered stainless cladding, and you can see it's got a mirrored kind of polish to it. It's also got a hammered finish on the sides, and then there's some layers that go down towards the edge. It's ground down to being thin at the edge. Again, construction is all stainless, so easy maintenance. Weight and dimensions can vary a little bit from knife to knife, but this particular one is 126 grams or 4.4 ounces. The handle's just a kind of a good standard octagonal handle that's walnut and then a black packawood ferrule on top of there. Nice smooth connection there between the two. It's a nice fit and finish on the handle. Really good job gluing that up or sealing it where the tang goes into the handle, so nicely done there. Let's see, let's go back to our dimensions and such. So the edge length on this is about 173 or 6.8 inches. The overall length is about 317 millimeters or about 12.5 inches. Spine thickness, pretty much about 2 millimeters all the way down. There's not really much taper to it. You get that corner there on that reverse sword tip, and you can see it does. Let's get it close up here. It's not ground crazy thin at the tip, but it's fairly thin at the tip. It should go through stuff pretty nice. And it's also ground pretty thin at the edge. You can see that. So this should be a good performing knife. The height's not particularly tall. It's about 42.8, so around 43 millimeters. The neck's fairly thin right here, and there's a good spot there in that curve for your finger. So you still get pretty decent clearance there for cutting board, unless your fingers are really big. Balance point wise, balance point on this with this handle is about right there, a little in front of that choil. In terms of pinch grip, that's going to make it just a touch handle heavy, but still fairly neutral. It's a light blade. Let's get our beauty shot. So as you can kind of see, it has a hammered finish. It's got some mirror polish to it, and then it also has the cladding, which is multiple layers, and you can see that Damascus pattern as it's ground towards the edge. Here's your core steel. It does have an etched kanji there on the right side of the blade, and then here's the left side of the blade. They're each going to be unique. They've done a pretty good job cleaning up the corners of the spine, and they've done a pretty decent job, actually a really nice job on the choil here. Nice polish there and a little rounding, so very nice attention to detail there. Out of the box edge, I'm going to give this a 5 out of 10. Not crazy sharp. It's kind of average sharp, but you could definitely put a nicer edge on it. Here is our cutting board profile. And so you'll see it's got a very low point tip in relation to the center line. That's typical of a bunka. This one's also quite low. Not much belly there. You've got a nice flat spot in the back third of the blade. You're not going to get real high on a... actually, this tip is upswept a little bit, so I'm getting pretty high for that tip wants to dig in. I can get up in there. So this will rock pretty good, actually, on smaller stuff, medium stuff. Tip draws will be real nice for this in terms of cutting product. Push-pull cuts, glide cuts, a little bit of chopping towards the back, so pretty versatile profile. So if you're looking for a good introduction to Japanese knives, this will have a nice performance aspect to it, easy to care for, a little bit forgiving on the steel. This is the Yahiko mirrored hammered SUS44OC Bunka 170mm knife from Chef Knives to Go.